Imagine being able to flip NFTs so easily and predictably without having to know if you're going to be able to turn a profit, or heck, if you have to sit there for hours and days and weeks on end to even get a whitelist in order to be early so you can mint and potentially have a profitable flip. Welcome on, newcomers. This is Dan from the NFT Insiders Project by Work. Just a very brief background. So again, I want to instill credibility from the start so you know you're not just listening to some random person babbling on YouTube. We've been able to take very minuscule amounts of capital and be able to turn it into 6 and sometimes, depending on the wallets, depending on the flips, what we do, 7 figures. So we know what to look for. We know exactly what everybody needs in order to go ahead and successfully embark on flipping NFTs. So really quickly, before I dive into what you're here for, we just want to quickly run over the Dune Analytics stats, because a lot of people say, well, the NFT space is dead. Well, again, it's dead relative to what it was months ago. But if you take a look back in February 2021, you could see the transaction on OpenSea was $96 million. And even at our current state of the market, we are still just about $100 million plus from a year and a few months ago. And again, this is a complete outlier because it's a bull market, but this is the best time to get involved because of what I'm going to show you. Now, this strategy really revolves around 2 things. Number 1 is understanding that PENGU Launchpad is coming out, and this is something that we've personally worked on for many months. But again, I want to really convey how this all works, what we're going to be doing, and how you can pretty much, I don't want to say guarantee because I'm not legally allowed to say that, but it's very hard to not be able to flip profitably with what I'm about to show you. So if you aren't familiar with Magic Eden has a launch pad where they're able to, where they essentially launch new projects to the public. They get an allocation, but here's, there's a lot of flaws in the Magic Eden system, but you get the idea. Projects will come to them, they'll launch it, and yada yada. So again, you can connect your wallet, and I'm not exactly too sure if you need to hold a certain token in order to participate in the actual launch pads. So what I can tell you is, once we get there, how the PENGU pad works. But essentially, look at this. How this works, and I'm going to show you something that blows your mind in just a second. But when you go ahead and you are on the Launchpad, you can see that the Launchpad provides, like the whitelist, if you will. It's 2, in this case, Solana. But again, the price for the public was 2.5 Solana. So immediately, if you're on the whitelist, you're pretty much grandfathered and almost guaranteed to be able to flip pre-reveal. If you wait to flip after reveal, one of 2 things happen. Number 1, the floor either crashes or is correcting, or number 2, you get a really rare NFT, and you would make way more money than you would flipping pre-reveal. That's why if you're always able to mint 2, I would always suggest that, and try to break even on 1 NFT that you're able to flip and hold the other one if you want to. Hope you get lucky, etc. Now, let's actually kind of break this down so you can see. So you're able to get on these launch pads if, again, you're lucky with certain allocations, and you're able to have first mover advantage. However, PENGU Pad's a little bit different. So let me tell you why. Is because these projects are still standalone projects, meaning that we actually get an allocation. So ETH Invaders, I think they have like 10,000 maybe, and we're getting 2,500 NFTs that we're giving to our holders. But here's the catch, right? Is that all these projects that we're working with, and again, we have to update this because there's so many projects. By the time you watch this, maybe, who knows, we're going to launch in like 2-3 weeks or so, but we already have a lot of partnerships with projects. And here's the thing, is that the project itself still launches to a whitelist that they create and also launches to the public. What's different about Magic Eden and PENGU Pad is that PENGU Pad actually gets a set allocation from the project, and that allocation is specifically cheaper than the whitelist, cheaper than the whitelist to mint. And again, very, very exclusive allocation because there's only 2,500 PENGU pads. So again, it works the same way. Connect your wallet, you have a PENGU pad in there. All the information obviously will be down below. Now, what I want to show you is really cool. A lot of people don't know this. I know this is out of the NFT realm. However, oh, it's pretty neat. They're actually launching a new one. But this is one of the OG launch pads back from like 2 years ago in DeFi summer. You needed to hold 4,000 trust tokens. You would stake it, and then you would get an allocation, but they required a KYC. So they launched some incredible, incredible projects that everybody knows about. Chain Games, Opulus, Yield App, NFT Champions. But look, this is what's key here that you need to understand, where it's different from Magic Eden and PENGU Pad, because PENGU is pretty much going to essentially give it to you way more discounted than the whitelist and the public, obviously. So you can see like Chain Games, the initial price was a penny. Even if they were holders that are still holding till this day, they're still up 143% even in this market condition. So it's almost 2x. At max, at the all-time high of Chain Games, they were up 10,200%. Same thing if NFT Champions, they got in at a penny, and even now they're they could sell for 9%, still in profit, okay? But again, I would never hold that long. But again, 10,000, you could see these numbers are insane, like 15,000. You get the idea. So what essentially we're doing is taking the best of both worlds and putting legitimate projects that want to launch and need a platform. We're linking them up with holders that are actually interested in getting in on the ground floor of these projects. And also it makes it a lot easier when you can get in before the people that get in early, aka you have whitelist who gets in earlier before the public. But if you can get in earlier before whitelist, well, you kind of have the upper hand here, no? So now if we go and take a look, let me just kind of reiterate and regurgitate this fact back out to you. You can see that the whitelist price here, okay, so what essentially individuals were able to lock in on 2 Sol. But again, I went all the way down, and we can see just with 2 Sol, immediately once these went ahead and launched, even if you got it at 2 Sol, they were flipping. Okay, again, I don't know if this was a instant reveal or not, but you can see a lot of them were going for like 3, 4, 5 Sol. Some people were just taking 0.1 as profit and be like, okay, I'm out. But again, this is what I'm talking about. It's very, very, very hard to lose when you're working with launch pads. So that's one of the reasons why we embarked on creating this entire project. And we're not just stopping here when it comes to when it comes to PENGU. We actually want to release a DeFi, like a token launchpad like Trustswap, but we want to do it in the DeFi sector because that's where made a big come up. So to obviously put it into NFTs. And again, I'm not trying to sell you on PENGU Pad. What I'm really trying to show you is how you can have the advantage, the upper hand over everybody else using a launch pad. And it just so happens that PENGU Pad, I'm personally releasing with our huge team that we have. And if you want in, you could take a look and check for yourself, but I digress. If you enjoyed this video, if you want more information like this, if you want us to just show you different projects, show you different strategies, if you want a lot more content, smash a like on this video, subscribe with notifications, please. And down below in the comments, I want to do a giveaway. I'm going to pick somebody completely random. I want to know right now your thoughts on this video. With all that being said, can't wait to see you in the next one.